Breaking news: Netflix has just confirmed that the highly anticipated Mike Tyson vs. Jake Paul fight is officially canceled. So if you've been clearing your schedule for November 15th to watch this epic showdown, you can go ahead and make those plans again, because sadly the fight isn't happening. Check out this article published just yesterday. The official reason? Some vague technical issues with the streaming setup. But let's be real here, there's clearly more going on behind the scenes. And if you're wondering who's really responsible for this mess, look no further than Jake Paul himself. That's right. While Netflix might not be giving you the full story, I've got the inside scoop. So before this all gets swept under the rug, stick with me, because I'm about to spill the details they definitely don't want you to know. After months of hype, endless promises, and anticipation, the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul has been pushed back once again. It was supposed to go down on November 15th. Tickets were sold, flights were booked, watch parties were planned. Now, fans are left feeling disappointed, and let's be honest, a little bit confused. And it doesn't stop there. Word on the street is this fight could be delayed until late December or even pushed into next year. So much for that big showdown, huh?
As soon as I catch this guy, he's going to be running around, but as soon as I catch this guy, it's going to be totally over.
Jake, is your plan to run?
Oh, he's gonna run like a thief. He's gonna run.
Nah, we can meet in the middle.
Oh, that's what I want.
Let's meet in the middle.
I love you.
And buck it out, let's go. We'll see.
And let's be real, Netflix's weak excuse about technical issues isn't doing anything to calm the storm of frustration. Let's face it, this was supposed to be the boxing event of 2024. After Tyson's health setbacks forced the fight to be rescheduled from July to November, fans were willing to wait. But now, another disappointing delay. But wait, it gets worse. Netflix didn't just hype this up with the usual promotional stuff, they went all in. They launched a $2 million MVP Owner's Experience package that made regular VIP tickets look like bargain bin deals. We're talking about more than just a fancy seat in the crowd. This was your chance to step into the world of Tyson and Paul, a rare, up-close and personal look behind the scenes, where you could almost feel the tension between these two fighters. But now, all those plans are up in the air, and those VIP experiences, they might as well be a distant dream. A select few lucky fans were going to live out their ultimate boxing fantasy, getting exclusive backstage access, personal interaction.
He may have been in the ring with people with the same intention, but the actuality, no. Be in good shape because your health depends on it.
Hey, you're the one that wanted 8 2-minute rounds. You want to make it 10 threes? Don't talk to me about shape. Don't talk to me about shape.
Stay in shape, be all right?
You want 10 threes?
Okay.
You want 10 threes?
Let's go, be careful.
With the fighters and an all-around luxury experience that only the elite could dream of. This wasn't just another fight night. Netflix was going all in, merging Hollywood spectacle with the raw, electric energy of live boxing. Everyone was buzzing about it, calling it the future of sports entertainment, a groundbreaking twist that could finally introduce boxing to a new generation of fans who'd never considered dropping money on a traditional pay-per-view event. It was bold, it was fresh, and it had people talking. But now, with the fight in limbo, all that excitement is hanging in the balance, came huge expectations, and Netflix really built this event up as something fans could count on. People didn't just look forward to it, they planned their lives around it. They marked their calendars, set up watch parties, and some even signed up for Netflix just to watch this historic fight. This wasn't just another match, it was the event boxing hadn't seen in years, and fans were more than ready.
To a fight against Jake Paul.
Well, it was a no-brainer. It was just, he was the new up-and-coming guy on the scene, and I like shaking the sports world to its core, and I'm doing it now. It's just something I want to do.
Now, with this sudden delay, that trust is shattering. Netflix might not be a sports titan like ESPN, but they promised something monumental, and this feels more like a broken promise than a simple rescheduling. Fans are frustrated and left questioning if Netflix bit off more than it could chew. So who's really at the center of all this chaos? None other than Jake Paul. Jake's journey to the ring has been a circus in its own right. Back in March, Jake challenged Tyson in a move that sent shockwaves through both the boxing world and the entertainment industry. The idea of an iconic legend like Tyson going head-to-head with the brash YouTube star turned boxer was like something straight out of a wild Hollywood script, and fans, they couldn't get enough. For Tyson's fans, this fight was their chance to see their hero back in the ring.
There's a part of me that looks at that and goes, Mike, You can't turn that down. We need to know, Mike, that you believe in Mike. We need to know that you're out there to beat this man, to damage this man, to stop this man, like old, ferocious Mike Tyson would do. We've got to know it's not a cash grab.
For Jake's fans, it was the ultimate test seeing the brash YouTube star take on a true boxing legend. But here's where things start to unravel. As the months went by, Jake's unpredictable nature began to make itself known. Originally scheduled for July, the fight was first pushed to November due to a mix of disputes, delays, and personal issues on Jake's side. And now, here we are again back at square one, with yet another postponement. Jake's reputation for drama is no secret. His entire brand thrives on stirring up chaos, calling people out, making headlines, and keeping the conversation going. But for boxing purists, it's getting old. Every new delay only adds fuel to the fire that Jake is.
Thunderous power. He was never like a real fast guy like Ali or any of those other guys. He was just thunderous, ridiculous power. George was just terrifying.
But isn't taking this seriously. It's ironic, really. This fight had the potential to be a career-defining moment for Jake, a chance to prove that he's more than just a media sensation and a social media provocateur. Instead, with each delay, it feels like he's turning that opportunity into a missed chance. Instead of building excitement for the fight, every reschedule and last-minute drama just makes it look like Jake's using the sport as a stage for his own personal theatrics. But here's the juicy part: if you're wondering what's really causing all this chaos, the drama isn't just happening in the ring. It's all going down behind closed doors. Jake Paul, the king of social media drama, is reportedly throwing a fit over his paycheck. That's right, the real brawl is happening off camera, between Jake and his business partner, Nikisa.
You think that Mike Tyson, I think, well, how old, 58? You think that Mike Tyson couldn't beat Tommy Fury's right now? You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. And so,
Badarian, who are apparently at each other's throats over money. Sources say Jake's unhappy with the payout terms and is making some serious noise about it. Now, should we really be surprised? Jake built his entire brand on controversy and chaos. Fans are constantly split. Some love the guy's audacity, while others just wish he'd tone it down and actually follow through with something for once. But here's the kicker: Netflix isn't exactly being transparent about what's going on behind the scenes. However, our insider sources have revealed that Jake is so upset about his cut that he's actually considering walking away from the whole thing. Can you believe it? Meanwhile, Mike,
of a certain vintage, should we say, should he be getting hit in the head by, admittedly, not a conventional boxer, but still a young, physically fit, athletic man?
Yeah, I mean, Mike Tyson knows how to defend himself, and he's boxing against a guy that's not as good as boxer as he is, and Mike Tyson knows how to throw a good punch, he knows how to break you down, so I'm more concerned about the other guy than Mike Tyson.
Tyson, a boxing legend in his late 50s, is putting in every ounce of effort to stay in peak form, and Jake's out here throwing a tantrum over money. Hardcore fans are absolutely fuming, feeling like Jake is toying with the event they've been hyped about all year. And honestly, with this latest stunt, even his most loyal supporters might be reaching their breaking point. This fight was supposed to be a game changer. Netflix's grand entrance into live sports. A historic showdown between a living legend and a YouTube star set to make waves in the world of boxing. No pay-per-view nonsense, just a front row seat for every Netflix subscriber. But now, with Jake at the center of this drama, it's all hanging by a thread. No extra fees, no premium access tiers. Netflix was shaking up the boxing world by giving millions of fans a free pass to what could have been the most epic showdown of the year. For years, boxing has been the sport of exclusivity, reserved for those who can afford the pay-per-view prices. But Netflix? They were tearing down those barriers and opening the doors for everyone from casual viewers to die-hard boxing fans. For once, this wasn't just an event for the elite. It was an all-access experience for the masses. And that's where the real disappointment kicks in. Because it's not just Jake Paul's reputation on the line here. Mike Tyson, at 57 years old, has been training tirelessly, defying age and showing the world that he's still...
you said that you think Mike Tyson's gonna beat my ass.
Yeah, I do. I've seen how Tyson moves around. He moves like this. And I'm like, calm down.
He still got
it. He's not.
You think Mike Tyson's knocking him out?
Either way, I think Mike Tyson will beat you.
Damn, so we better enjoy our time with you while we got it, brother.
Hey, bro, it's been good, y'all.
Fans are left a force to be reckoned with. While Jake's off complaining about his paycheck, Tyson's in the gym, proving he still has what it takes to compete with the best. Mike Tyson, this fight was about more than just a payday, it was his chance to prove that age is just a number. But thanks to Jake's endless back and forth, Tyson has been forced to endure months of intense training only to face one delay after another. Tyson's fans are beyond fed up, seeing Jake's antics as a blatant disrespect, not just to Tyson but to the entire sport of boxing. And let's be honest, Netflix really went all in with this fight.
And I come back again, a guy who's 24, fighting a guy who's fucking 56. I'm like, it's a fucking joke. You think I'll pay and watch that?
They're at AT&T. Wasn't that 73,000 capacity?
But am I gonna pay to watch that? Only kids will pay to watch that. You know, and parents will give their kids money to go watch that. Great for them, but really and truly, I don't know, man. It's not for me. It's not my cup of tea.
For betting big that a Mike Tyson vs. Jake Paul showdown would be their ticket into the world of live sports. This wasn't just another event, this was Netflix's chance to make a massive splash. But now, after delay upon delay, people are starting to wonder, was this bold move just a massive misfire? When the fight was first announced, it sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Fans from all corners rushed to subscribe to Netflix, eager to be part of this historic matchup. The buzz was real. Everyone was excited except for Jake Paul. This wasn't just another movie night, this was supposed to be a landmark event, Raw and Live, a bold new frontier for Netflix. They were setting out to prove they could bring adrenaline-pumping sports action right into your living room, with nothing more than a subscription. Big game changer.
Let the legend, and on top of that, Mike Tyson smoking weed every day. You know, I'm like, whoa, come on. Is this what boxing has come to now?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, this is what boxing's come to. So basically, everybody who's worked hard, like young fighters coming up now.
But instead of making history, they're leaving fans with a bad case of buyer's remorse. So, where did things go off the rails? It's all in the delays, the vague excuses, the endless back and forth. Netflix may have mastered the art of streaming TV shows and movies, but live sports? That's a whole different ballgame, one that's a lot less forgiving. And experts? They were already sure about the results. This was supposed to be a sure thing until it wasn't. Now fans are left questioning whether Netflix is even ready for the live sports arena, or if they've bitten off more than they can chew. Sure, Netflix knows how to launch the next binge-worthy series, but sports fans, they're not here for cliffhangers. They want consistency, commitment, and, most importantly, a fight that actually happens when it's promised. And just to make things even messier, Netflix banked heavily on Jake Paul's wild reputation to keep the hype alive, but that gamble is
Jake, that's it.
You think he's doing a good job?
Yes.
What do you think about the Tyson fight that he just announced?
That's awesome. Fuck yeah, dude. Try to fight Tyson. If he knocks you out, but at least you fought Tyson. That's cool.
At this point, I think Tyson's 58, right?
Well, that's not okay. You know, he's like 60 years old. But
how much of his power you think he lost? You think it's still Mike Tyson?
I think like that's the last thing to go.
Backfiring in a big way. Fans are done with the endless drama and delays. This isn't YouTube, where a delay here and there can be shrugged off. This is boxing. People expect the schedule to be honored, the event to go down as promised, and the fighters to show up when they say they will. Right now, the real question isn't even whether Tyson and Paul will ever meet in the ring, it's whether Netflix can salvage its reputation. They set out to disrupt the pay-per-view model, but instead they're disrupting fans' trust. And in the world of sports, that's the one thing you don't mess with. Netflix's ambitions here were anything but small. This was supposed to be their grand entrance into the world of sports, a chance to prove they could go head-to-head with the broadcasting giants. But with every delay, fans are losing faith. What started as a revolutionary idea, streaming a high-stakes fight with no extra cost, now feels like a shaky experiment at best. Instead of building a loyal new sports audience, Netflix is alienating the very fan base they were trying to win over. They need to make a move and fast, or they'll be remembered not for the fight, but for this endless fiasco. And let's not forget the entire boxing world is watching this train wreck unfold. This fight was supposed to be a turning point for the sport, a golden opportunity to bring in fresh viewers and maybe even revitalize boxing for a new generation. Promoters, athletes, fans, everyone saw this as a massive opportunity. This wasn't just about Tyson and Paul. It was about taking boxing to the next level, breaking out of its niche, and stepping into the mainstream. But now, instead of ushering in a new era, all fans and fighters are left with is disappointment. The hype, the months of buildup, the painstaking promotion, it's all slipping away as people are left waiting. with no clear end in sight. The real tragedy here is that boxing stood to benefit massively from this fight. Jake Paul, love him or hate him, has a fan base that could have brought new eyes to the sport. His young followers might not have been traditional boxing fans, but a match against a legend like Tyson could have turned them into lifelong fans. Just take a look at what Ryan Garcia had to say about it. With every delay, every tantrum from Jake, people are starting to seriously doubt whether he's even serious about this sport at all. What was supposed to be a bridge to a new audience now feels more like a publicity stunt, and that's a disaster for boxing's future. Especially if new fans start to feel like they're just being strung along. Meanwhile, traditional boxing promoters are absolutely furious, and who can blame them? They've spent years building boxing's reputation, ensuring that when a big fight is announced, it actually happens on time. But now, they're watching as boxing risks being turned into a circus. Promoters are openly slamming Jake and Netflix, claiming that all this drama is dragging boxing's image through the mud. They argue that if every headline fight comes with this much uncertainty, it won't take long before even the die-hard fans start to lose interest. These delays aren't just an inconvenience for Jake or Netflix, they're damaging the entire image of boxing. This fight was supposed to be the perfect opportunity to bridge the gap between traditional boxing fans and the next generation of streaming viewers. But now, it's making boxing look chaotic and unreliable, and that's the last thing the sport needs.